Hey guys, my name is Milan. I'm making this video to run through segmentation and how to turn your one-time purchases into repeat customers that love you and purchase from you 10 times and tell everyone about your brand. So there's one thing to do that, and that is basically segmenting your email list and personalizing your messaging to those segments. So why is it important? It's essentially important because there's a wide range of people on your list, right? There's people that have no idea who you are, and there's people that love you. And email segmentation is basically going to help you turn those people, have a process for turning people who don't know who you are into people that buy from you, into people that love you. And that's why it's so important. So we've made this document on how to turn your one-time purchases into loyal repeat customers. I'm going to walk you through that in this video. So you can either turn this into, listen to me while you walk. I'll walk you through it, or you can have a read of this. I'll also link it in the description. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So today we're going to cover why segmenting is important, talk about what segments specifically to create. We're talking about how to identify these segments in Klaviyo by definition, and we're going to talk about what content to send to them and how often you should be hitting them up. Now, why is it important? Now, I already said that there's a wide range of people on your list, and we want to segment so we can personalize to them. But more so than that, segmenting is important because email marketing as a channel serves one purpose, and that is to retain customers. Paid ads, that's probably the biggest source of revenue for your brand. But the goal of paid ads is to bring new customers to your brand. Emails is the best channel to turn those new customers into double purchases, into triples, into 10x purchases. There's no better tool to do that than emails. And segmenting is kind of the secret to help you do that, to help you actually send personalized messages to people that have purchased once, turn them into 2 times, or 3 times, 4 times. And that's why segmenting is so important. So what's the end goal? The end goal is brand advocates. Brand advocates are just people that absolutely love you. They tweet about you, they make TikToks about you, they tell all their friends about you. And these are kind of the people that you wanted when you started the brand. They just love you. This is what you want, essentially. So with segmenting, you're creating a process to create more brand advocates, a systemized way of creating more brand advocates. And if you have a proper segmenting strategy, this is what you're working to create. So this is the end product that we're going to get to, and I'll explain it. But quick background on us: my partner Don and I, we run emails for multiple 7- and 8-figure ecom brands. You may have heard of some of these ones: Epoch, Vush. There's a couple more you can find on our website, but we run emails for them, and this is all strategies that we've learned from battle testing them against our clients, and this is stuff that we've developed from our own expertise, just running like real email strategies that we run for our clients. So to get into, I guess, some of the mistakes people make, if you look at traditional segmenting, or sometimes I talk to brands and they think segmenting is collecting first-party data and breaking down their audience into males and females, and then sending messages to males and then sending a different message to females, or sending different messages to different age groups. That's not really that good, right? Because you're making pretty crude assumptions based on people's demographics, like based on their race, based on their age. No one likes that. First off, it's unethical, but it doesn't seem to work. Gender seems to work. Males definitely respond to different marketing than females. But this isn't the way to go about it, because it's, first off, very difficult to get first-party data, and just doesn't seem to resonate. What does work best? So look, it's not worth the effort. What you need to do before this is focus on people's buyers, the buyer's awareness of your product, right? So there's people that have bought from you, and there's people that haven't bought from you. Having the same marketing for both of them doesn't really make sense, because people that have bought from you already, they know you, they love you. Whereas people that haven't bought from you don't really know all that much about you. So if you're sending the same marketing to both of them, it doesn't make that much sense. So how we do segmenting is we break people down first into buyers and non-buyers, and then we break them down even further. So in your buyers, you've got people that have bought from you once and then kind of disappeared forever. You've got people that are VIPs that love you, like brand advocates. For your non-buyers, you've got people that have no idea who you are. They like joined your welcome series 5 years ago and are just on your list. They've forgotten about you and for some reason click your emails every now and then but don't even know who you are. And you have people that are non-buyers but they're really like on the cusp of purchase. They just need one thing to get them across the line. So this is how we do segmenting. And there is where was I? Yeah, so you can still break people down by demographics after doing this, but you go first off, you break them down by their buyer awareness level, and then you can break them down by demographics. If you do it the other way, it's not worthwhile because your list probably isn't big enough for this. Like this, you'd only really do if let's say your one-time purchases were 100,000 and you wanted to break it down by demographics to make it more. But yeah, most brands, or let's say like your ready to purchase segment was like 10,000 or 50,000, and you want to break it down by demographics to personalize it more. If you're doing it like by demographics, like it's just not worth the effort. We found this to work and get results way more than the other way. So, what are the 5 segments? So like I said before, win-back, brand aware, ready to purchase, one-time purchase, and VIPs. These are your non-buyers and these are your buyers. So VIPs, your most loyal buyers. Your one-time purchases, they're the people that kind of, they purchased from you and disappeared forever, but it doesn't have to be. This is just the group of your buyers that don't love you as much as your VIPs, and the definitions will vary. For your non-buyers, these are people that are on the cusp of purchases. For your brand aware, this is also kind of known as the engaged segment. They know who you are, but that's about it. And then the win back is people that, like I said, no idea. So the reason we do it like this is because it aligns perfectly with the customer life cycle. You've got reach, acquisition, conversion, retention, loyalty. This is what you learned in your marketing degree at university. And this kind of aligns perfectly with that. So you can tailor a different kind of marketing for each of these segments to kind of push them up. And that's how this graduated, just like the customer life cycle, we're either pushing people up further into their customer life cycle, or pushing them from win back into brand aware, pushing them to ready to purchase, pushing them to one-time purchase, pushing them to VIPs, or they're going back to win back. Like they go up or they go down. And if they're in win back, they either churn or they become brand aware again. So it's the customer life cycle. We're pushing people up. But yeah, now how do you actually identify them? Like I said, it is quite, the definitions vary. And it varies depending on the niche you're in. So for example, let's say here, like if we're looking at Ferraris, right? If someone buys a Ferrari every 3 years, they're a VIP customer for Ferrari. Ferrari loves them. Like if you can afford a Ferrari every 3 years, you got money, and they're going to treat you very well. However, if you buy a Ralph Lauren shirt every 3 years, you're basically a one-time purchaser. Like it's a good thing, but you buy it once, or let's say like a Kmart shirt, you buy, or a Target shirt, or a Walmart shirt. You're basically a one-time purchaser to them because it's clothing, right? If you buy Fruit Loops every 3 years, they're going to consider you a lost customer. If you have breakfast cereal, any consumable, that's how it's going to work. So the definitions are going to vary significantly depending on your brand, but the principles remain, and you can learn a lot from the principles of this and apply this to your business, regardless of where you are. So, how do you actually build these segments? For win-back, it's people that haven't opened a message from you in 180 days, or they haven't visited your website in 180 days. And you can set it up using Klaviyo. Just look at this, set these definitions. Again, vary the numbers based on who you are or as a brand. Non-buyers, brand or the engaged segment, this is pretty straightforward, but you just set people that have engaged or clicked emails with you in the last 90 days. We don't, I know up here, I have this pretty strict mutually exclusive definitions, but in practice, these segments do cross over sometimes, and that's fine. That's fine, because information that's relevant to one might be relevant to other parts of other groups as well. So if it crosses over, that's fine. So yeah, here we go. So we call this the engaged segment. It's just clicked emails in the last X amount of days. And unless your list is 500,000 large, we haven't found that personalizing content to brand aware buyers versus brand aware non-buyers to have a significant measurable impact on revenue. But yeah, this is how you do it. Opened email in the last 90 days, clicked email at least once in the last 90 days, can receive email marketing. Now this is where it gets a bit more interesting, and this is non-buyers ready to purchase. So this is, people have viewed product in the last 30 days, they've visited your website in the last 30 days, and they haven't purchased yet. Now, this data is to continue. Yeah, easy definition, what someone has done or not done. You set viewed product, it's more than 3 times in the last 30 days. They've been active on the site, or they've been active on the site more than 3 times in the last 30 days. And they haven't purchased an order, but they can receive email marketing. So that's the definition you set. Now, one-time purchases, like I said, you can set it by purchase once and that's all. They just bought once and then that's it. You can also add a VIP threshold. So let's say someone's purchased once and you have an average order value of $100, but their lifetime spent, they purchased once and they spent $1,000. You'd probably consider them as VIPs because either the data doesn't pick them up, they purchased before, now they're purchasing under a different email, and they're mega fans, like that's a good sign that they're mega fans, or they're just whales, in which case you want to treat them really well to keep them coming back. But yeah, this lifetime spend thing, that's really helpful. And what this is going to mean is that sometimes you might have, one-time purchases that have, the other way as well, we have a VIP threshold. You have VIPs that have purchased once, or you have one-time purchases that have the other. We'll leave that there. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, put the definition as placed order once overall time, or they've ordered product value is above a certain threshold, and of course they can receive email marketing. Now, buyers. This is, again, they've purchased more than a certain amount of times, or they've also spent above X amount. So what this is going to mean, and this is what I was trying to say before, is that if they've spent $400, but they've purchased 5 times, if they've spent $200, but they've purchased 5 times, maybe it's because they've bought like 6 low ticket items, they might not fit into VIPs. So you just need to think about like what actually constitutes a VIP, what constitutes someone that isn't a VIP, and you got to break them down into 2 categories, and that's essentially what we got to try to do. And then build the definitions using the actual technical stuff that I've said. Just placed order greater than 3, ordered product is greater than 500, so these guys are VIPs. Now that we have the boring parts done, what's actually the content that you send to engage these groups? And I'm going to start from the bottom, the win back, to work our way up. So, win back. They have become unengaged because something about what they know about our products or brand wasn't enough to help them and bring them back to us. So in order to bring them back, we got to give them something new. It's got to be either a new product drop, new colorways, new content, maybe sales. Right, every year we mail our whole list for the Black Friday sale, for the Black Friday weekend, or Christmas sales, or whatever. People usually do come back from sales, even if they don't like our brand. So this is definitely worthwhile sending offers to them. One thing you can do is you shouldn't clickbait customers often, but for the win back segment, it's kind of fun because they're the most likely to churn, and you can clickbait them just like it's a Hail Mary. It either brings them back or it just lets them churn for good. And for win back, they're probably going to churn anyway, so you may as well just try it. You shouldn't do this to regular people that are engaged. Never. But for win back, it's a bit more acceptable. Here's some examples of content for winbacks. It's final hours, free shipping, $20 off, new fabric drop. This is an excellent text from a really cool brand, Kill Crew. But this is a text message and it previews as missing you like crazy right now. Sorry, autocorrect. You're missing out like crazy on our Black Friday sale. Now that's excellent. It is clickbaity, but it's an excellent text message to send or an email to send to your win back customers that's going to help bring them back. And it definitely did get me on the website. Now, brand aware. Engaged segment. So to think about this group, this segment probably found out about us recently. And there's a baseline lack of knowledge that they have about us and our brand and our products. And for this reason, we can send them general content, just hoping to give them more general information about who we are. And then based on that, based on the general information, based on what they do on our website, they're going to identify specifically like what they're interested in. And our flows are going to kind of work to hit them with more personalized content based on that. So I'm going to give you an example based on Apple. And I think I'm going to use this Apple example quite a bit. But essentially, it's about going deep into like, why would people care about your brand? And the Apple example here is maybe it's the simplicity of the products, of Apple products. Maybe it's why would people care about Apple? Maybe it's their friends being on iMessage. Maybe it's the exclusive App Store apps. Maybe it's iCloud. Maybe it's the resale value. Maybe it's privacy and security. So identify all of the reasons why someone might be interested in your brand. And based on that, come up with ideas. So for the simplicity of products, this is an email on intuitive design. And on the intuitive design and stress-free use of their simple products. For excellent customer service, could be emails on Apple Care about the Genius Bar. For the resale value, it could be emails about just the ability to trade in your iPhone for credit when you upgrade. For iCloud, it could be you can simplify your digital life with automatic backups. All of these are content ideas and emails that you can make or Apple could send to their list if they were an e-commerce brand making between $1 to $15 million a year in sales. So this is how you come up with content for this segment. And this is what you would send to your engaged segment. So this is what you might be already doing. So the next group, this is ready to purchase. So these people, they're on the fence, but they're just missing one key piece of the puzzle. And remember, like these guys have shown a bit of behavioral interest in your brand. So what you want to do is you want to, first off, for your brand, identify like what are some of the objections that people will have before buying your products. So an example, we have ring making brands or jewelry brands. It's like some concerns is what if it doesn't fit? Or there's certain things. So for the Apple example, it's like, where can I purchase the iPhone? Will it connect to my home smartwatch? Will it connect to my speakers? It looks kind of fragile. What do I do if it doesn't work? What if it's not as good? What if the MacBook isn't as good as my old laptop? So you come up with content for each of them. And this is, where can I purchase it? You give them store locations. It looks kind of fragile. Emails about Apple Care. Will it connect to my speakers or my smartwatch? Compatibility emails. This is what we connect with. So this is how you come up with content based on or for the ready to purchase segment. As a last resort to this segment, you can send sale offers. However, you can say hey, saw you've been looking at our stuff. here's a discount code to get you across the line. This is a last resort. We never recommend this because you want people to organically fall in love with your brand, and then you can reward them with sales because of their loyalty. You can reward VIPs with sales, but you want people to fall in love with your brand organically, and we don't necessarily recommend doing sales. However, it does lead to revenue, so it's something you can do. Now, let's talk about one-time purchases, and this is kind of where it gets fun, because how can you make someone who's purchased from you purchase again? Now, the first things first, the easiest way to upsell people is with a Shopify plugin, one-click upsell or egg flow. You can essentially, when someone makes a purchase, they instantly are shown some other products that they can add to their order, and definitely recommend you install something like this or one-click upsell. We have clients that generate 10% of their revenue exclusively from one-click upsell. So it's super powerful if you don't already install it. But for repeat purchases, like, there's a secret, and that is that to get a repeat purchase, the only way is you need to have someone have a good experience with your product. If they have a bad experience, there's no chance that they're ever going to purchase from you again. However, you can influence their experience with your product with content, with helpful email marketing, right? So if someone buys something, like, let's say an easy example, I'm using an Apple example, but this is a linen spray, a bedding and mattress spray. I bought this, right? This is a home cleaning product. I clean my house because I need to clean my house. I don't particularly enjoy cleaning. I would probably not buy this again if I was a random person and they weren't my clients. However, I am a sport person. This, which you can spray on your bed and make your bed smell nice, you can actually also spray it in your shoes after you go for a run. You spray this in your shoes and your shoes don't smell. It's disinfected, smells nice. It kind of refreshes it to some extent. I can spray it in my boxing gloves. I can spray it on my socks or my clothes. That's actually cool. Now, knowing this, I could buy this. That's not the selling point of this, because it is a home cleaning product. It's not going to blow up with the sport community. They're not going to run ad creatives on to sport people, but that's actually helpful information that you could send. So yeah. Now for the Apple example, what is this? Oh, here we go. Yeah. So for the Apple example, you want to send actual 75% of the time, you want to send information that's like reaffirming their purchase decision and actually helpful things that are going to improve their experience with the product. So how do you connect better with your friends using iMessage? Like, that's helpful information they could send. How to set up Find My iPhone so you don't lose it. How do you track your health with it? How do you connect better with your loved ones with it? So you can monitor screen time. Like, this is helpful tips. And then for the last 25%, that's when you want to actually upsell and cross-sell into complementary products. So you could sell newer iPhones, you could cross-sell into Apple Watches or MacBooks. So this is what you need to think about for your brand. Like, 75% of the time, like, what are actual helpful things that you can provide to someone and tell people that have purchased from you, and then send that for them 75% of the time, and then 25% upsell into new things. So yeah, a lot of this you can set up flows to do. Have a thank you flow and put a lot of this information in, and then intentionally also target them with campaigns to do it as well. Now, VIPs. The thing we want. After all the work is done to turn people into VIPs, it is time to reap the rewards, because once they've gone from win back to brand aware to ready to purchase to one time, and you've somehow managed to turn them into VIPs, this is where you reap the rewards. So it's a 50-50 balance now. Half of the time you're giving value and you're giving them exclusive offers, you're giving them behind the scenes looks, you're giving them back in stock notifications, you're giving them early access to deals. Half of the time you're extracting value. So you're asking for feedback. Now this is powerful because VIPs, these are your ideal people. So if you can reach out to them directly and you have a direct line of contact with them, and you can be like, hey, we're thinking of launching new products. what would you like to see? Right? You have direct access to 500 people that love your brand and you can hear their view. Do it. Do it. It's excellent for feedback and it's also excellent for deliverability because Gmail loves it when people respond to your emails. You can ask them for social proof. This is one of the key things that most brands don't do. They don't actually ask their customers to make UGCs for them. They don't ask them for video testimonials. This video testimonials, you get video testimonials like this, right? And you put them on your brand. This is such a good thing. This improves your website conversion rate. You can use this on your ads. You can post it on TikTok to go viral. This is such an important thing, and a lot of brands just don't do it. So they don't identify the VIPs, and they don't actually ask their VIPs to do this for them. But yeah, if you do this, this is super powerful. And you can also ask them to comment on your paid media posts. It's like, hey, we're running this ad. Leave a comment about how much you love us. And that not only does that help the Facebook algorithm, not only does it make people think, make it more apparent how much people love your brand on those comments. It also helps the Facebook algorithm because it thinks it lowers the CPA. So yeah, a lot of benefits you can get from these guys. The real source is actually intentionally targeting this group to ask for UGCs. However, you can automate this even better. You can incentivize people with merch, right? So add this into a thank you flow. So for example, so intentionally reach out to them, but also you can set up a thank you. You have your thank you flow, and in your post-purchase value, you can actually incentivize people by giving them merch, incentivizing them with merch. And why merch is the best thing is because people that are incentivized by merch, by like a t-shirt or a hat or something, they're the people that are like proud to rep your brand, and they're most likely to make the best UGCs for you to help it go viral or things. They're most likely to say good things. So this is the secret sauce that you should be doing for your brand. It's going to help you get a lot more people. Now, how often do you engage these groups? Here's how. VIPs, once or twice a month. One-time purchases, 2 to 4 times a month. Ready to purchase, 2 to 3 times a month. Brand aware, 4 to 8 times a month. And win back. Every 2 to 3, you can push it out further, but every so often you want to flick an email to win back. And this is for a brand that does about 3 campaigns a week. And this is a sample sending schedule for you. Yeah, okay. Get my face out of the way so you can see it. One-time purchases, ready to purchase, brand aware, VIPs, brand aware. Yeah, you can see. So we're hitting the brand aware once or twice a week on average, and we fit in the other segments just where we can. So 3 to 4 times a week we're hitting people, and we're just fitting in the segments. So you just copy this, and that's it. That's segmenting for you. So you do this. We've explained to you why it's important, what to do, how to do it. You do this, you're going to convert way more of your subscribers into actual brand advocates. You're going to get way more UGCs. Obviously, this takes a little bit of work, so if you need help, you can speak to our team. If you found this helpful, you can join our newsletter, the retentionnewsletter.com. We share tips like this every week, multiple times a week for free, actionable stuff that you can actually implement. So yeah, I'll see you there, or you can chat to me and I'll probably actually speak to you. So take care and have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.